happy May. As you just saw, I was just out at a yard sale and then the farmer's market with some pals. I didn't get very much footage because I was just having too nice of a time, but I did get a couple of treasures that I wanted to show you. I have 2 treasures from the yard sale and 2 treasures from the farmer's market. We're gonna start with the yard sale. This really sweet little rosewood picture frame, which is going to be perfect for one of my very favorite photos that my dad took. My dad's a photographer, and he took this beautiful photo of this cow. I don't think my dad would ever choose this photo as part of his portfolio. I think he just snapped this when he and my mom were traveling. This might have been from New Zealand or something. They traveled together when they were young. But there's something about it that has just always really struck me. I just love the expression on the cow's face. I love the texture. I've always loved this photo. And I've had this little cow on display somewhere in my room since I went away to college. So it's been almost 20 years that I've had this little guy. And when I saw this frame, I knew it was gonna be the perfect size. Actually, I'm gonna put it in right now. Oh, I'm so tickled by that. What a find. My second yard sale find is this lovely little plate that says feelings, which is gonna be backwards for you, so I'll insert a photo. I just think this is so sweet and so lovely. I just loved it. I had to have it. The artist is called Larissa James, and the person who I bought this from told me that I think they're based in Calgary, they said. I don't quite remember. But I wasn't familiar with this person's work. I just saw this plate and I just knew it had to come home with me. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with it yet. I was thinking it would be a great catch-all tray for brooches or something like that on my dresser, but I also might hang it and have it up on the wall. Dunno. Okay, we're moving on to farmer's market finds. First up is this gorgeous plate. I'm a Pisces, my husband is a Pisces. We love a fish motif in this house. And I've really admired this particular ceramic artist's work at the farmer's market before, but there wasn't a piece that I simply had to have. And then today I saw this and I knew that's gotta come home with me. This shape is different than anything else that we have in our ceramic collection. So I feel like it brings something new to the table and I just love it. I will, of course, be including the artist's information in the description. Final thing is this really sweet little sterling silver initial pendant, the letter B for Ben. I've been looking for a charm that has this really organic softness to it. It's a little bit wonky. It really looks handmade, and I just enjoy that so much. This is going to replace a bee pendant that I bought off of Etsy several years ago that just was never quite right. But this one is just darling. I think that's gonna be so cutie with some other little vintage charms. I firmly believe that a yard sale and a farmer's market love to see me coming. To you live from a gloomy Thursday morning in May, and I'm getting ready. I'm just rolling out my feet right now in preparation for my final workout in my current 6-week training block with A Few Fun Moves, which is the program that I train with. I will include the details for you. As always, this is not sponsored. I'm truly just the biggest fan. This is my second dedicated 6-week training block on the platform, and I'm just reflecting this morning, and I was journaling this morning about how far I have come in terms of my confidence since I started the program. When I started my first 6-week block a few months ago, I had never really gone to the gym, not with any level of consistency, and really and truly not with even a speck of confidence. And now I'm in the gym 3 days a week, and I don't feel afraid to go up to a machine I've never seen before and figure out how it works. And I just think that that's so cool. I'm really proud of myself for how consistent I've been with this program. And after today, I'm gonna take a couple of days for rest. I'm just gonna focus on walking and a couple of Legree classes. I'm also gonna work on some mobility stuff because I definitely notice the older I get, the ricketier I get. Funny that. And for my next training block, I'm going to do a build to 5K running program, which I'm really nervous about, but really excited to try because I truly could not run a single kilometer. I know that I couldn't do it right now. I never have. I've never been a runner, but I really want to. I really love the idea of just getting outside. I talked about this in a vlog a few months ago, just about how I feel like running is a great way to explore a new place. And I love the idea that all you need is a good pair of shoes, and for me, a really sturdy sports bra. And it's something that I feel like has the potential to be social. My brother is a runner, my husband loves to run. I've got quite a few friends who are runners, and I feel like that's just a lovely, I have this kind of fantasy of just saying, hey, like, let's go for a run together. I feel like that would be so nice. I don't really have a specific point to this video. I really just kind of felt like sharing that I'm on my way to finish another 6-week program, and I'm feeling really proud. And I'm trying in all corners of my life to improve my ability to say when I'm proud of myself. That's something that historically has been very hard for me, and I feel like those words just got so stuck in my throat always. And I've always really admired people who are able to celebrate their wins. And so I'm trying to be one of those people. I'm trying to celebrate the wins, and I'm trying to say out loud when I'm feeling proud of myself. On camera, no less. Just gave my little feetsies a really good rollout with this little cork ball. The outfit is all pieces you've seen before. I'm still wearing this ratty old Rolling Stones cutoff t-shirt. This poor thing is going through the wash cycle like 2 or 3 times a week right now because it's my favorite thing to work out in. And I've got my bike shorts that are disintegrating before my very eyes again. And I'm back in my favorite hoodie from Everybody World. It's just perfect for this time of year. I'm gonna go throw on some sneakers and take my allergy medicine, and I'm gonna go crunch a workout. Another gym session, another banana in the car. I'm so proud of myself for finishing that block really strong. That was a really hard workout. It finished with some interval sprints, which felt better than I thought that they would. I'm just feeling so proud with how much confidence I've gained in the gym and how much I've come to enjoy it. It's feeling really good. So I'm excited to have a couple of days to rest and get outside. I want to get out for some hikes this weekend. And then it's time to start the Build to 5K program. Yeehaw! I'm reporting live from my car. You can obviously see that. I don't need to explain that. I'm in between engagements for the day. I just came from an appointment that I thought was going to take much longer than it did. And now I've got a little bit of time to kill before meeting up with a friend who is very excitingly opening a store here in Victoria. And a couple of us are meeting at the shop to help steam and prep, and we might even get to a little bit of merchandising today. I'm gonna sew a curtain. We're just gonna lend a hand for some of those kind of those final stretch bits and bobs. The soft opening for the store is next week, and then it fully opens, I believe, next weekend, which is really, really exciting. It's called Patina Bay, and my sweet friend Jamie has just curated the most beautiful, thoughtful brands that I'm gonna be so excited to be able to shop in person. It's just gonna be fab, and it's gonna be my first time seeing the shop today, so I'm really excited to see it. I'm excited to lend a hand. I'm excited to just hang and help a friend. There's frankly nothing better. But first, I'm gonna sit here and I'm going to demolish this soba noodle salad that I packed for myself. We've got soba noodles, we've got some little edamame beans, carrot ribbons, cucumber, smoked tofu, bell peppers, and some beautiful hot pink pickled cabbage that I made the other week. Yum. I am going to tuck into this now, and then I imagine I'll probably shoot a few clips at the store once we get set up and I get sewing and we get to have a look around. It'll be fun to kind of see it empty before it comes to life. And I will, of course, later in the vlog, you'll see some clips from the store once it's open and the soft opening party and all that fun stuff. Hello, my friends. It's a Saturday in May. The weather has been absolutely buck wild. We've got sun right now, so I thought I'd set you up and start recording, but that could change at quite literally any moment, as it has all day long. And I'm just getting set up to start a sewing project. I'm going to be making the pleat top by Element. I've been struggling with tops recently. I know that this is something that a lot of people online have been talking about. I've seen quite a few people write about this on Substack. And as the seasons change, I like to really look closely at my wardrobe and think about what the missing links are. As an overarching goal, I really want to be making more of my own clothes. I very consistently struggle with fit, being short, being busty, having muscular arms. I'm just not really finding pieces that fit my body the way that I want them to. I feel like I often have to go up 1, 2, sometimes 3 sizes in order to accommodate my bust measurement. By that point, the fit is so off everywhere else that it kind of feels pointless. So I would really love to build some confidence and kind of sharpen my skills for sewing. I want to be able to alter clothing that already exists. I want to be able to draft patterns eventually. That's kind of a big, longer term goal. I want to understand pattern drafting and garment construction well enough that I would be able to hack patterns and make adjustments to patterns to better suit my unique proportions. So there are a million different things that I want to make, and I'm trying to be strategic in a couple of different ways. I'm analyzing the fabric stash that I have and figuring out what those fabrics might work best for. And I'm also coming back to the missing links in my wardrobe and the ideas that I've been doodling out and seeing how I can connect the fabric that I have in my stash already with ideas that have been kind of percolating, either with patterns that already exist, and then maybe eventually with drafting my own. So a category of my wardrobe that is sorely lacking, it's desperado, is tops. I've got so many men's button-up shirts. I've got a couple of graphic t-shirts, and I've got a small handful of stretchy, simple tank tops. I have exactly one top that doesn't fall into one of those 3 categories. I have this drapey, asymmetric brown top that I bought for my brother-in-law's wedding last summer. And I really like this top. I've been figuring out a few different ways to style it more casually that, have mostly worked. Like it's fine. But what I'm craving is tops that are lightweight, that are interesting enough to elevate an outfit and feel special, but that aren't necessarily fancy. Because my life is super casual, which led me to this pattern, the pleat top. I really love to play with asymmetry in my wardrobe. I feel like it adds a really nice amount of visual interest. I just feel like that would be such an easy, elevated, cool option. So I'm gonna try and make it. I went to my local library, I printed out the instructions and the pattern. I've got the pattern assembled and cut out. So my next step is going to be cutting the fabric. I'm gonna use this really beautiful, crinkly, linen, cotton, gauzy material that I thrifted. It's a really beautiful smoky gray, and I really like the texture. And I think it's got a nice amount of drape for this pattern. What I realized while I was reading through the instructions is that they've actually included steps to adjust the pattern for a larger bust measurement and to shorten the pattern. So I'm absolutely thrilled to see that. I feel like patterns don't always include those steps for how to kind of tailor the shapes to better suit your body. So I'm gonna do both of those adjustments. So that's my next step. I'm gonna make those pattern adjustments, and then I'm gonna cut my fabric. And just to be extra clear, I know I say this every time that I sew in my vlogs, this is not a tutorial. I'm just bringing you along with me as I fumble through making myself a top on a Saturday afternoon. Every stage of this process so far has taken me twice as long as I thought it would. It took me hours to tape all of the pattern pieces together and get them cut out. Took me forever to adjust the pattern. So I don't know if I will actually get to sewing this today, but I'm gonna get as far as I can before I run out of patience or run out of steam. We'll see which happens first.
We have a baby room and no baby. It was perfect. Blonde, pink, amazing.
Hello, it's a holiday Monday, and Ben and I just got to the garden center, Garden Works, which is his absolute #1 happy place aside from being out in nature. And we're gonna go and look for some flowers specifically for our front planter boxes. We had some really good ones last year, and actually Ben, he kept all of the tags with the names. We brought those with us so we can try and get a couple of repeats because we really enjoyed the ones that we had last year. We're gonna go have a little bop around. Are you a good girl? I'm just heading out to my friend's store again, and we've got a few things to finish up, and then it's the soft opening this afternoon. Hello, my friends. I'm here to wrap things up with the final product of this sewing project that I have been fighting my way through this entire vlog. I have to admit, I'm disappointed with the way that this project turned out. Nothing to do with the pattern, purely to do with user error and me rushing and feeling frustrated and not being as patient as I should. And this is kind of the central point of friction for me with sewing. I love the design and ideation process. I love choosing the fabrics. I love imagining what the project is going to be. And I definitely get satisfaction from sewing, but I wouldn't say that I like it. And I know for a lot of people that kind of getting lost in the repetition and the tedium of sewing is very meditative and therapeutic. I don't feel that way at all. I'm always just waiting for the thing to be done. And so I definitely made a couple of mistakes with this top, and there are some things about it that I feel frustrated with. Sadly, I don't have any more of this crinkly fabric, but I do have another really lovely fabric in a very similar color in just a plain woven cotton. So I actually think that I might attempt this again and try to correct some of my mistakes, because I don't feel like I did the pattern justice. And the final fit of the top is a little bit off for me. But I really felt like this vlog was not done until the top was done. The vlog has been edited and ready to go for days and days, but I was just waiting to finish this top and make this video for you. So here's the top. Here's the finished product. I ended up making the largest size in the first size bracket for the bust, and then I brought the side seams in 2 sizes down to try to make up some of the waist to bust ratio that is challenging for me for fit. But I think that it might have been more successful to only come in 1 size to the waist measurement to just give it a little bit more drape. It definitely fits, but I think I just prefer kind of a slouchier fit. This isn't tight at all. It's very comfy and I've got a good range of motion. It is a little bit tricky to get it on over my bust with the narrowed waist measurement. And there was a specific note about that in the pattern adjustment section that I distinctly remember reading and then just immediately disregarded, I guess, because I was rushing. Alberta, when will you learn? So I think I would prefer just a little bit more draping in the front, a little bit of a softer fit at the waist. And then I'm also struggling up top. I feel like there's quite a lot of excess kind of here. I wish that that sat a little bit closer, and I feel like the neckline is a little bit wider than I would want it to be. That's the view from the side. I've just got it on with my little cargo shorts that are probably glowing radioactive on camera right now, because that was kind of the intention for this top. I wanted it to be something that I could wear with really casual pieces to just lift them up a little. I don't want it to feel fancy. I'm sure that I could make it feel that way if I paired it with some really special accessories and, you know, my beautiful crinkled black silk skirt. I could really elevate this, but I don't really have a lot of occasions where I need something that feels fancy. What I feel I'm lacking in my wardrobe is tops that toe the line between casual and elevated. I want some tops with a point of view that brings something to the conversation. And I feel like this really does that. It's a really beautiful shape while still remaining simple. So I do think I will attempt this pattern again, slow my ass down a little bit and try again. A big goal of mine for 2026 is to develop my sewing skills, make more of my own clothes, and see some ideas through that I've been doodling and thinking about for a long time. An idea I just had was that I should aim to, for the rest of the year, have at least 1 sewing project included in each monthly vlog. I really love that idea. I also am having a really busy summer and I don't necessarily know if it's going to be realistic, but I'm definitely gonna let that idea simmer though. I quite like that. And I already have the fabric that I wanna use for my next sewing project that I'm hoping will be included in the June vlog. Would you like to see it? This is how we close out the vlog, people, with a sneak peek at what's coming next. I am going to be making myself a pair of pants in this delicious, juicy jammy fuchsia. This is a really lovely, papery, crisp cotton poplin. I got this from Blackbird Fabrics, which is based in Vancouver. The color is called Fig, and I've been stocking it online for ages, and I just decided, you know, I need some nice lightweight pants for summer. There's a couple of different patterns that I'm curious about. I'd like to make a nice lightweight elastic waist pant. I don't want a super exaggerated barrel, and I want quite a narrow waistband with inseam pockets. So if anything comes to mind, if you're a sewer and you can think of a pattern that matches that criteria, please leave it for me in the comments. I've been kind of looking at a few different ones, but I haven't decided yet. But this color has truly been haunting me for years. I've included it in my seasonal musings roundups for the last few seasons. It's been on my mind, and it's just such a specific color. I often see beautiful things at the thrift and online that are adjacent to this, but I hadn't really seen anything in the exact color that I was imagining until I saw this fabric. So I'm really excited to execute something. And I know that I want it to be a pair of pants because I really like the way that this color is going to interact with a lot of the tops that I wear regularly. I typically thrift all of my fabric. The only fabric that I've purchased in recent years was the silk that I bought to make the skirt that I wore to my wedding. This is an exciting treat for me. And you'll have to come back next month to see what I make with it. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I'll catch you next time.